The world stood still. In the quiet moments before dawn, the city seemed to hold its breath, unaware of the storm brewing in the digital realm. A shadow fell across the digital landscape, an ominous presence that sent ripples through the virtual world. An unknown entity, a ghost in the machine, had breached the CIA. This was no ordinary hacker. It was a digital phantom moving with an eerie grace. The seemingly impenetrable layers of cybersecurity, the firewalls, the encryption protocols, all shattered. The defenses that once stood as the guardians of secrets were now mere fragments of code. This was not just a data leak, it was a full-blown digital siege. The agency's most sensitive information was under attack, and the implications were staggering. The attacker, known only by the alias Spectre, operated with chilling precision, moving through the agency's networks like a phantom. Each keystroke was a calculated move in a high-stakes game of digital chess. The CIA, an organization built on secrets, was now laid bare. The very foundation of its operations was being dismantled, piece by piece. Years of intelligence gathering, covert operations, and classified data all compromised. The lifeblood of the agency was now in the hands of an unseen adversary. The world held its breath, waiting for Spectre's next move. Governments, corporations, and individuals alike were on edge, knowing that the next breach could be even more devastating. The stakes were higher than ever before. This was a battle for control, for power, and for the very essence of digital security. This was not about money, power, or ideology. It was about something far more profound, a challenge to the very fabric of the digital world, a test of its resilience and its vulnerabilities. Spectre's weapon of choice, a zero-day exploit, an unknown vulnerability, a chink in the armor of the CIA's digital fortress. The exploit targeted a critical server, a gateway to the agency's most sensitive information. The attack was surgical, precise, and utterly devastating. Once inside, Spectre moved with lightning speed, deploying custom malware designed to evade detection. Firewalls were bypassed, intrusion detection systems rendered useless. The attacker moved like a phantom, leaving no trace, only chaos in their wake. Spectre's brilliance lay not only in technical prowess, but also in deception. This was no ordinary hacker. Spectre was a master of disguise in the digital realm, weaving intricate layers of falsehoods and misdirection. The attack unfolded in stages, a carefully orchestrated symphony of digital manipulation. Each phase meticulously planned, each move calculated to perfection, creating a labyrinth of confusion and chaos. False flags were raised, decoys deployed, leading investigators down a rabbit hole of dead ends. Every clue seemed to lead to another puzzle, another layer of deception, making it nearly impossible to trace the true source. The CIA, renowned for its own deception tactics, was now on the receiving end. Their best minds were baffled. Their resources stretched thin as they tried to untangle the web spun by Spectre. Days turned into weeks, the attacker playing a deadly game of cat and mouse with the agency. Each day brought new challenges, new traps set by Spectre, keeping the CIA on constant high alert. The world watched in disbelief as Spectre, the digital phantom, tightened their grip on the CIA's secrets. News outlets buzzed with speculation. Experts debated the implications, and the public was gripped by the unfolding drama. The question on everyone's mind: what did Spectre want? Was it money, power, or something more sinister? The mystery deepened with each passing day, leaving everyone on edge, waiting for the next move in this high-stakes game of cyber warfare. Spectre gained access to the CIA's most guarded vault, the operations database. This repository contained details of every active mission, every undercover agent, every secret operation. The information held within was explosive, capable of destabilizing governments and igniting global conflicts. The world held its breath. Would Spectre unleash this Pandora's box of secrets? Was the motive chaos, revenge, or something far more sinister? With each passing hour, the tension ratcheted up another notch. The fate of the world, it seemed, hung in the balance. Section 5, the ransom note. A message flashed across screens worldwide. Simple, direct, terrifying, $5 trillion, or the world learns the truth. Spectre, the digital ghost, had made their demand. The ransom, an astronomical sum, pointed to something more than just financial gain. Governments went into crisis mode. The CIA, its reputation in tatters, faced an impossible choice: pay the ransom and legitimize cyber terrorism, or refuse and risk the fallout of global exposure. Section 6. Global panic. The world watched in horror. The news of the CIA breach and the ransom demand sent shockwaves across the globe. Stock markets crashed, governments teetered on the brink, and a pervasive sense of fear gripped the world. The internet, once a symbol of progress and connectivity, now felt like a weapon pointed at humanity. The digital age had ushered in unprecedented prosperity, but now it seemed it had also brought about an era of unprecedented vulnerability. Section 7. Cybersecurity's reckoning. The CIA breach served as a chilling wake-up call. The world suddenly realized the fragility of its digital infrastructure. Cybersecurity, once an afterthought, became the most pressing issue of our time. Governments and corporations poured billions into bolstering their digital defenses. The race was on to stay ahead of the attackers, to plug the holes in the digital dike before the next wave crashed down. The era of complacency was over. Section 8. The Ghost in the Machine. Spectre, the enigma who had shaken the world to its core, vanished as quickly as they had appeared. The ransom, it turned out, was a ruse, a distraction. Spectre's true objective remained a mystery, a chilling reminder of the unknown depths of the digital world. The world, forever changed, learned a valuable lesson. In the digital age, no one is safe. The ghosts in the machine are real, and they are watching, waiting for their moment to strike. Section 9. A new era of cyber warfare. The CIA breach marked a turning point in history. It wasn't just another cyber attack, it was a wake-up call to the world. The breach exposed vulnerabilities that many thought were secure, shaking the very foundations of global cybersecurity. It ushered in a new era of cyber warfare, where the battlefields were no longer physical, but digital. Nations began to realize that wars could be fought without a single soldier stepping onto a battlefield. Instead, the front lines were now in cyberspace, where hackers and cyber operatives waged silent, invisible wars. The weapons were no longer guns and bombs, but lines of code and exploits. These digital weapons could cripple economies, disrupt communications, and even bring down entire infrastructures. The power of a well-crafted piece of malware or a sophisticated phishing attack became evident. The world stood on the precipice of a new age, one where the lines between the physical and digital worlds were blurred beyond recognition. The integration of technology into every aspect of life meant that the stakes were higher than ever. Cities, transportation systems, and even personal devices became potential targets. The future, it seemed, belonged to those who could control the code. Cybersecurity experts and hackers alike became the new warriors, battling for control and dominance in this digital age. Their skills and knowledge determined the balance of power. And in this new world, the ghosts in the machine were the deadliest warriors of all. These anonymous figures, hidden behind screens and aliases, wielded immense power. Their actions could change the course of history, making them both feared and revered in the new era of cyber warfare.